Alright, it's C-Wing with another video. So playing Call of Duty Black Ops 1 and 2 on PS5 has really awoken something in me, and I think a lot of people for that matter. I think it's like 5 million people are playing it more than Black Ops 7. So it got me thinking, what 10 games would I want to see come back? There's been a lot of games that I could put on this list, but to the gaming industry's credit, they've re-released a ton of games like Wave Race 64, Spider-Man X-Men Arcade's Revenge. I never thought I would see that. Nickelodeon Guts, Ren and Stimpy Collection, Final Fantasy Tactics, which I'm playing right now. It's an excellent game. So we're very fortunate to live in a time where games that we love from our youth are being re-released and remastered. But nevertheless, it makes me think, what more can we get? What other games can we put on our wish list? So I'm going to dive into 10 games that I would like to see come back, either re-released or remastered, preferably with achievements. I think that would be awesome. So here we go. First game on this list, I have to mention it, but Super Mario 35. It was a game released on Switch 1, and it was for Mario's 35th anniversary. Nintendo releases this banger, like this out of nowhere battle royale game based on 8-bit Mario Bros. 1, and it is one of the best online games I've ever played in my life, and it was free. So the premise is there's 35 players all playing on Mario's level, the first level, and it just kind of goes through the natural level progression that Mario Bros. 1 does, but for every like Goomba you kill and turtle that you kill, it gets sent over to the other players, and you can hit POW blocks, you can kill everybody, you can get invincible stars and plow through everybody, you can get your fire plants and everything, and it was so chaotic and so fun and so addicting. I remember buying a lot of games on Steam. I won't say exactly how much, but I spent hundreds of dollars buying games on Steam. This was, I think, in 2020, and I had just gotten a PC, so I was trying to spruce up my PC, and then Nintendo releases Mario 35, and all I play is Mario Brothers 35. There's clips of other people on their streams going, oh my god, he's playing that again. I was obsessed with the game. If Nintendo could just re-release it. We've had F-Zero 99 for how many years now? Mario 35 needs to come back. How expensive would it be to run this on servers? Like, I'm sorry, you can keep this going forever. It's what, a couple megabytes? Like, it can't be a big game. Like, I would love to see it come back. You don't even need to put achievements on it. Just put the game back as is. I would play it. Like, I was obsessed with this game. It was chaotic fun. And when you think of battle royale games, you wouldn't think of Mario Brothers 1, but it makes a really good battle royale game. I need this game to come back in the worst way, and that's why it's number 1 on this list. Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. This one came out on the GameCube back in the early 2000s. I forget which year. I think it was between 2002 to 2005. But it was from the creators of Knights, well, basically Sonic Team, and this was really cool. This is a platformer where you just rolled this egg and you fed it food, and it got bigger and bigger, and you could squish enemies. You could kind of kick flip it back to yourself. You could bounce on it and catch it to create animals, to open new parts of the level. It was really addicting. I have no idea why Sonic Team has not re-released Billy Hatcher or even made sequels to it. I would love to see this come back, HD remake, achievements on all the new consoles, especially Steam. I would just love to see that. I don't know why this has not been on for Switch 2. Perfect family game. Maybe, fingers crossed, Nintendo Online could put it on their GameCube catalog. That would be kind of cool. But again, I would really like to see this on as many platforms as possible. So yeah, Billy Hatcher, come on back. We need you. Quackshot. I missed this game. I've had to shiver me timbers this game. This was one of the first Sega Genesis games my older brother and I played. Donald Duck with Indiana Jones. Come on, that's perfect. It's god dang, it's so fun, and the music's so good. Just a straight port with achievements would be perfect. And it has like Metroidvania kind of things where you have to go to certain levels and then you have to come back and you go back and forth because of your power-ups. This came out before this came out before Super Metroid and Symphony of the Night. This was doing that before then. You would have no idea this game was that deep. And I've seen Castle of Illusion come out and Epic Mickey come out. I've seen Disney Afternoon collections. Where's Quackshot? We need our Quackshot. Come on. This is such a fun game. Hidden gem that nobody talks about. The Daedalus Encounter with Tia Carrera. This game is pretty cool. I actually own a 3DO. I always talk about this, but I overlooked 3DO. I had no idea how powerful powerful and how ahead of its time it was. It's just the marketing was its Achilles heel, but it had freaking great games like Quarantine, Base Hulk, The Daedalus Effect, Demolition Man, Road Rash. It was way ahead of its time. I think it even had freaking Policenauts on it. So 3DO was pulling its weight. It just didn't reach the right people, and people didn't know the quality and the graphics and the games that the system had. It was pretty insane. R.I.P. 3DO. We failed you as a people, but nevertheless. Daedalus encounter with Tia Carrera. This game has a lot of heart, and of course it has one of the most beautiful women on the planet, especially in the 90s on it. I played a little bit of this on my 3DO, and it's fun. I dig the story. I wasn't able to save for some reason, but from what I got to play, I would love to see this get the Night Trap and double switch treatment. Re-release that bad boy, give us some achievements, maybe a behind the scenes thing, interviews with the cast. I'm sure it's out there. I would love to play this. This needs to come out. Like, it deserves the love that Night Trap gets. 100%. Next on the list, we've got Killzone 2 for the PS3. This was released February of 2009. This game, it's crazy because when back in the day, a measurement of a good FPS was something called a Halo killer, and I've never seen a game so accurately described as a Halo killer. Killzone 2 is it. The audio. This game had the best audio I've ever heard in a video game for a firefight. Like, it literally drew you into the world, like getting into these intense firefights, and you could hear like gunshots in the background. It felt like bullets were kind of whizzing by your head, and I didn't even have the best sound system, so that was pretty amazing. And I don't know, like, the lack of stuff on the screen actually made it immersed you more. I thought the graphics were beautiful. The opening scene where the guy's doing the speech, and you see like the drops of sweat on his head. I think you can even see skin pores. It is crazy how good this game looks. I would love to see this game come back, and of course I'd love to see it on everything, but I doubt Sony would release it on everything, but maybe Steam. We might get it on Steam if we're lucky. Fingers crossed, because I love this game. I've got a Hellguest helmet in my room. I'm a big fan of Killzone 2. The other Killzones are okay, but 2 was like the GOAT. Now we're going to the Getaway on the PS2. This was released in 2002, and I remember I have the PlayStation magazine that talked about it. I remember I worked at EB Games, and we were given a copy of the making of the Getaway, and I was pretty amazed because they would actually act out the scenes for real, and the actors would actually get into real makeup. Like, young guys would have makeup artists for hours make them look old, and they would actually act out the scenes, and then they would do the motion capture suits and everything. The amount of attention to detail that was put into this game is pretty crazy. And then the little things that you don't even notice. So you know how most games, they kind of give you an arrow on where to go? The Getaway does something very clever. They actually have turn signals, and you get to your destination. And another thing that people kind of missed out on, which I initially did when I played the demo, but you regain your health by just leaning on objects. It's super easy. It's super chill. I found out by accident. I remember I got into a big firefight, and I just kind of put my controller down to get a soda, I think, and the next thing I know, he was leaning on a box, getting his health back. But it was really cool little things like that that also made me go, wow, this is a lot more than a GTA clone. I would love to play the first one again. I love the story. I love the graphics. I love the music. Again, give this to me on Steam at least. Thank you, Sony. Okay, so now we're moving to Snatcher. Now, what's crazy about this is I remember this being on Sega CD and Sega Saturn. What I didn't know was that this was made initially in 1988 in Japan for the PC. That's crazy. And it looks like the TurboGrafx 16 in 1992 in Japan, but it came to the States in 1994 and in 1996. For the Sega CD and the Sega Saturn. But again, I'm a big Kojima mark. I like watching this game. I like the music. I like the graphics. It was way ahead of its time, especially for an 80s game. Are you kidding me? Like, holy shit. Kojima, like, this dude is an absolute magician with hardware. He makes things look better and sound better than they have any right to. I would love to see this remade. Maybe more of an action kind of noir detective kind of thing, but maybe leave us the original game as a bonus. I just think more people need to get familiar with this world. It's kind of like Blade Runner, but it's got the Kojima twist, Kojima charm to it. I would love to see this game come out all over again. But like I said, kind of maybe remake it, make it an action thing. We kind of flirted with the idea in MGS5 with the body snatchers. They went there. I was super stoked for it. They had the music in there and everything. Yeah, do a remake and release the original game with it. Bundle those two bad boys together, slap some achievements on it. I'm all over it. And of course, I can't leave out Policenauts, another Hideo Kojima classic. This one was written and directed by Hideo Kojima, the man himself. This was released in, I believe, 1990. 1996. I remember it being a Sega Saturn game, but now that I'm looking at it, I do see that it was released for the PlayStation as well in 1996, and even the 3DO. That's pretty incredible. And this was also on the PC in 1994 in Japan. This is a point and click. Hajime does a really good job with point and clicks. This dude, again, can make miracles happen on really technologically inferior hardware. He can make miracles happen on that. And again, this has like a cult following. There's fan translations of the game. It has direct ties to Metal Gear Solid. We've got Meryl in there. There's posters on the wall in MGS1 and MGS2. Yeah, again, I would love to experience this. I regret not being able to play, but I didn't know anything about it, and also it was in Japan. So my first experience with Policenauts was in MGS1 on PS1, just kind of finding out about it and looking in the video game magazines. But I'm a Kojima fan. I want to experience his games. I want to pay for these games. I want to get achievements for these games. Give me Snatcher and Policenauts, please. We have Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP. I freaking love this game. I have the magazine that hyped it up, the Play magazine, that had the interview with Koji Igarashi. Hope I didn't butcher that. He talks about it, and I saw pictures of it. I want to say this was 2007. I remember I was living in Fresno, and I had the Play magazine with me. I sat in a jetted tub, and I would read this book like I was fancy. I know that might be TMI, but it's just a fond memory of a shitty time in my life. And I remember when I moved back to Cupertino, first thing I did when I got my job was I pre-ordered Dracula X Chronicles, and I even got the little NES Simon Belmont like keychain. Kind of looks like an amiibo almost. I have it factory sealed still, and I played this game, and oh my god, it didn't disappoint at all. The 3D graphics are amazing. Even in the pictures in the Play magazine, there's a lot of depth to it. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. The music's really cool. I love the boss fights. I love all the little secrets tucked in. I love the Maria missions. It's my favorite Castlevania game. I know a lot of people say Symphony of the Night or Rondo of Blood or maybe Circle of the Moon, but I'm definitely a Dracula X Chronicles guy. And I'm sorry, but we've got a GBA collection, we've got a DS collection. Where is my Dracula X Chronicles? Even release that solo. Just Konami, I'm begging you. You've got like 3 bangers that I want to see come out. You've got Snatcher, Policenauts, and Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles. Please, Konami, I'm begging you. You've released so much. You've done us really good with Metal Gear. You've given us 2 collections. You've given us an MGS3 remake. You've given us countless Castlevania remakes and collections and Contra collections, and you've done so much for the fans. Could you please do this one for me, please? That would be a huge solid with achievements on Steam and Switch too. That'd be amazing. Having it on Switch in a handheld form, taking that with you, kind of giving you those PSP vibes. Make it happen, Konami, please. Thank you. I love you. All right, and the last game on our list is Burning Rangers from Sega Team for the Sega Saturn, released in 1998. This game was pretty cool. I never got a chance to play it. I only got a chance to watch it, and I remember reading about it in Game Fan magazine. But from what I've watched, so it's a 3D action adventure game, but you don't fight people. I remember the Sega producer Yuji Naka, he wanted to make sure that you didn't fight enemies, you fought fighters. You were a firefighter, and you'd go to like futuristic places and stuff, and you had a jetpack. And what was really cool is there were no maps. You actually had to listen to the person on voice comms, the computer, to guide you through. I love the graphics, and one thing that people kind of bag on the Saturn about is its use of 3D graphics, but I thought I did really good. As a matter of fact, I think it had I remember people saying Dino Crisis was the first 3D game where the camera followed you, but I want to say it was Burning Rangers, because Burning Rangers, the camera was like super, it wasn't fixed, it was on you, and it seemed to follow you wherever you went. You had a freaking jetpack and you could double jump, so that was really impressive. I love the sound of the gems when you pick them up, and then you have to use those gems to teleport people out of the fires and stuff. I love the soundtrack. It's the same guy who sang the Daytona USA, and like I said, you get the 3D graphics, and then you get like anime cutscenes. It was really cool. Now, I like Knights, but I think if Sega really wanted to take it to Nintendo or Sony in the 3D wars, this should have been the game that they pushed. Knights, maybe not so much, but Knights was still a legendary game, don't get me wrong. But Burning Rangers, I think, showcased everything on what the Saturn could be. And again, I'd love to play it. I didn't get a chance to. I regret it. But Sega, you could always bring it back. You could always remaster it. Like I said, you can slap some achievements on it. I'm all for it. Bring it on. And that's the last game. All right, that about does it for our list of games I'd like to see remastered or re-released. This video took me a while, actually. I had to scrap about half of it because I wasn't satisfied with my explanations as to why I wanted to pick certain games. So there's going to be a part 2, hint hint, but I want to make sure that there's good explanations and good examples as to why I want these games back. But let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll see you later. Till next time.